how way, ay, 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 ay. How way up, how way up, ay, 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 ay. How way, ay, 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 how way, ay, 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 ay.
I'm Candace Ducheneaux from Cheyenne River.
And how long have you been here in camp?
I've been here in camp in this place here for about maybe 3 weeks. I've been coming up here since August, the 1st of August. Family, my younger generation that are here, you know, frontline. So moved up here and put this yurt up here to help protect these protectors, you know, to give them a winter refuge and a place where they can come to replenish their spirit.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. Have you had other experiences where you've set up camp and taken on a similar role as the of refuge for others?
Just my family, I guess. I've never been, you know, I've always been a person that has been mindful of my responsibility to my people, to the Oyate. I was raised that way, to understand that I should, you know, look out for the helpless and the needy.
Mm-hmm. So as the winter approaches, what are the camp's needs that aren't already being fulfilled?
What?
More water.
Yeah, that's one thing that's really essential, of course,
Mm-hmm.
as we all understand, water is life, you know. And the way, when I first came here to this camp, and that was back in August, you know, there were big old piles of bottled water cases, piles of cases, you know, sitting at every corner of these so-called, you know, these streets. And are these little trails here from camp to camp. And it really got on my nerves to see that you know, here we are, we're battling for the water, you know, we're fighting to protect the water, we're sacrificing to protect the water. And then here we are, you know, lending to that same rate that we're fighting so hard and praying so hard for, you know, to end. So it's it really gets on my nerves when I see stuff like that, because I've been working for the water for many years now, you know, and I've become real mindful in my everyday life of the ways that we contribute to the rape, you know, that's going on up there. We all do. Some of us more than others. Some of us a hell of a lot more than others, you know. And so that's what's a big problem now, is this water. There's a man that goes around here and he delivers water that is double filtered water, which is what we do at home. Those 2 white buckets there are they filter out heavy metal and fluoride. Mm-hmm. So we do that for ourselves at home, but this man goes around and delivers water, and I think he works for kind of permanently for the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe. I'm not sure, but anyway, he delivers this double filtered water, which is cool. You know, you have to kind of you know, keep aware of, you know, when he comes around and pay attention. But also water to wash up in and to do your dishes in, things like that. There's not too many places to get this water. The other night, I heard him out here, you know, and he said, somebody said oh no, and then get some water. So I had to get up and I went out and investigated, and there was a pile of chips and leaves and stuff out there that had been raked up, and then somebody was taking a hot rock into a teepee or something and somehow dropped something and started a fire there. And they got water and they were putting it out with these plastic one-use water bottles, you know. And I've done enough research and reading to understand that those are the worst environmental pollution as far as, you know, physical pollution. But then also, you know, they're very toxic. The one-use water bottles, that soft plastic, that's the most toxic plastic. All plastic is toxic, I think, and that's the most toxic there is. And so here we are, fighting for the water supposedly to end this rape, but yet at the same time we're right in there, a part of it. We're raping. We're doing the same thing, and getting pretty goddamn self-righteous about it, you know. And that's, we got to take a hard look at ourselves, not only in this one instance here at this camp, but in our life as we go on. Because what's the deal here is, you know, we're fighting to protect these waters, whether it be the Missouri or, you know, the water, Mini. It's only one. There's only one water, you know, and we're fighting to protect Mini. But at the same time, I understand that, you know, it isn't going to do us any good to protect this water from pollution if we don't keep the water on the land. So that's what we've been doing as Mini, and that's what we are here, is Mini. And what we're here, we're grassroots for water justice. And what we're here for at this point is to protect the water protectors. Because as I say, we understand quite well that it ain't going to do us any good to restore the water to the land if it's poisoned, you know. And it ain't and conversely, it ain't gonna do us no good to protect this water from poison if we don't retain it to the land. If we don't keep the moisture in the land in order to, you know, return the sustainability to the land, to regenerate the land. So, I don't know.
Yeah. No, you were really onto something there. So not only are you trying to stop this pipeline and protect the water, but go back to a better way of being and protect the water within your own community and camp as well. Not continue the poisoning and the raping that we find ourselves a part of, and trying to unplug as much as possible from that system.
Yeah.
In the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened is we have a world water crisis here, you know. And I'm not just talking about tar sands and fracking and all that. I'm talking about the desertifications of the lands. And there's something like 2/3 or 3/4, some hellacious amount of percentage of the Earth's lands that are becoming desertified. Turning to desert is what that means. And that's because the moisture is not staying with the land. When the rains come, we have instant runoff because the earth is in such poor health that, you know, she's not able to absorb that water, you know, and let that water infiltrate into the system. It's instant runoff, and, you know, right to the river and into the ocean, you know, leads to the ocean rise, ocean warming, global warming, climate change, you know, ozone layer. All that is due to the water, the broken water cycle. And those things happen when we, like on this Missouri River, there's 6 mega dams on the Missouri River. And, attach the dogs. The dogs are attached.
One in right foot first.
to the tributaries. There's 6 tributaries.
There's six of these mega dams on the Missouri River, starting up there at Fort Peck in Montana, Garrison Diversion in North Dakota, Oahe, Big Bend, down there on and so and what the deal is, and that's what created this the ill health for our lands here, and there's 50 of these mega dams. 50,000 of these mega dams all over the world. So the things that are happening here to us are happening all over the world. And so what we have to do is, in order to repair this broken water cycle that happened when we, started misusing and abusing the waters, the first waters, I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, you were talking about the broken water cycle being a global phenomena.
So when they flooded our bottomlands there and took all that watershed and all that timber and wildlife, plant life, that created a sickness that has, it's going back further into the lands. And so that's what happens, is this instant runoff. And when we have this instant runoff, it isn't just the water that's running, it's taking the soils with it. It's taking the top soils, the richest soils, which is leading to the desertification. And so what has to be done, what needs to be done, is we need to return that moisture to the land, and the way that we propose to do that, and we've been working on this since 2012 as Mini, is to harvest the rainwater. And I'm not talking just about, the rain gutters on your house or like that, and rain barrels, but on the land, on all the the smaller streams and water courses. And I'm not talking about your rivers and your creeks, building dams on those, but building small water barriers on these smaller streams and water courses at all elevations, so that you have a place where it's running off and it's cutting the land. You wouldn't build a big dam down here and catch that water and make a big dam down here. You build several check dams. They're not, and you don't stop the water, you check it. And that water comes and catches there for a while and gets a chance to infiltrate. And then, of course, it's not stopped, so it comes down here the same way. And where it stops and collects that moisture, it also collects that topsoil. So that moisture and those rich soils creates a perfect environment for the regeneration of the natural native plants and wild, trees. And of course, we also will be reforesting and replanting, doing things like that. But but there will be a myriad of these dams and water barriers, water retention structures, and then what happens? You get this. You plant trees and the plants. Well, those trees and plants, they take that moisture, and through their bodies they take it, and through their roots, and put it back into the soil. And then and the same way they take it from the earth, and they through their body, and they put it back into the atmosphere. And then it of course comes down again in gentle rainfall. And that's the reestablishing the smaller water cycle. In order to heal the worldwide water cycle, we have to reestablish these smaller water cycles over all our little, like you said, our micro environments, our own environment, our own places. We all have to be a part of it. All of humanity has to be a part of, and what it is a giving back, giving back to the earth, because the way it's been, we've just been taking and taking and taking and taking, and of course we see what's happening to the earth, and it's going on, and it's getting worse, and so we have to start giving back, and it's going to take all of us, it's going to take all of humanity, it's going to take work. It's going to take work. It's going to take what we, at this point, might consider sacrificing these comforts and, conveniences that we have today, like we are now, And when you sit here in this beautiful place and with this beautiful feeling, it don't seem like much of a sacrifice. But that's the way people look at it. They don't want to give up those easy ways, those motherfucking ways, which is what they are.
Yes.
Which is what they are.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It's the rape is so convenient, so we are a part of it. Every time we, buy plastic or use styrofoam or, waste water, whatever it is. Not only do we have to start living in a way that we repair the water cycle, we return the balance to the earth, the balance and sustainability to the earth, but we have to start living in ways where we can maintain that balance, because when we don't, this is where it brings us. So that's what we are doing here as Mani, what we have been doing, and working towards our idea, conception is that, as indigenous nations, we have large land holdings. Many of us have large land holdings. And we have all the sovereignty we care to assert, and so we can do this in solidarity. We could do these water restoration practices, just like we're doing these water protection practices in solidarity. We can do these water restoration practices using our skills and knowledge that we gain to pass this on, and that's what we were going to do with Mani. We had written a grant where we would, on my reservation there on Cheyenne River, we would begin water restoration on a parcel of land, and we have 20 communities on Cheyenne River, and we'd bring 2 people from each community to that place there, and we would give them training, on the ground training, and classroom training in water restoration, how to make those judgments on where to place dams and how to make the system work. And they would then, when they gained those skills, they would take them back to their communities, and they would begin new, we called them water university. They would begin new water universities, and that way it would spread fast. And because when we began this work in 2012, I was working with a man named Michael Krawczyk from, it's Mikael or something like that. I call him Michael Krawczyk from Czechoslovakia. And he is a world-renowned water hydrologist, and he has won the Goldman Environmental Prize for his work with water restoration in, he's Slovakian, it isn't Czechoslovakian, he's Slovakian, in Slovakia, I guess is what it's called. And so he came over here at my request. He came over here and he helped us to write this proposal to make this water university and do this extensive work on the reservation. But of course we didn't get the money. We didn't get the grant. We weren't approved for the money. So we've been working at on a smaller scale, trying to bring that to our people and to the world. But you know, we have to make these fights too. You know, these are immediate. You know, immediate danger that we have to face and resolve before we can go on with our work. So we are here in this place now to help our people to stay here and do this frontline work. You know, this frontline, take these frontline actions to stop this rape.
Yeah.
And so if people want to come here and be a part of it, and they haven't got a way to take care of themselves and like that, we're here to see that they can come here and do those things for our mother, you know, and for our relative, Minnie, because you know that's we're all related, as they say. We're all related. And so I don't know how much you wanted to know, but
That's really good. I'm really, it's been an honor and a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much, Candace.
Well, thank you for your time.
That's great.